Good afternoon to our students who are based in the US, and good evening to the NSLI-Y students in Moldova, where it's a little bit later. My name is Alexander Levin Epstein, and I am currently the NSLI-Y program manager at Iron USA, and I am joined by my colleague Ali Oliveira, who is the NSLI-Y program coordinator at Iron USA. We are really happy to convene Russian language students together to discuss studying Russian in Moldova and to discuss the NSLI-Y program. For those who may not know, I want to quickly describe what is this NSLI-Y program. So NSLI-Y is an acronym which stands for the National Security Language Initiative for Youth, and it is a scholarship program for American high school students funded by the US Department of State, Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. Every year, this program brings around 600 students overseas to study a critical language such as Arabic, Chinese, Hindi, Indonesian, Korean, Turkish, Persian, or Russian, of course, for either a summer or an academic year. Students on NSLI-Y programs immerse themselves in the local culture, practice citizen diplomacy, and work to become experts in their language. The NSLI-Y program has a lifelong and transformative impact, and I'm sure the NSLI-Y Moldova students will speak about that today, even if their program has not yet ended. For this event, I did ask that students in the US prepare questions to ask of the NSLI-Y students, so I hope that you did. You can ask questions about studying Russian in Moldova, about daily life, about life during the time of the pandemic, Moldovan culture, about the NSLI-Y program, and anything else that might interest you. We do encourage you to use Russian, and I'm sure that our students in Moldova will encourage you that this is a safe space in which you can try to practice the language. That being said, if you're more comfortable asking a question in English, that is totally okay as well. We really hope that this will be an opportunity for the students based in the US to learn about the NSLI-Y program, but also for the NSLI-Y students to share about their experiences so far. Before we open to the floor to questions, I did ask that someone from each side, both US and Moldova, maybe give a short introduction. Would one of the students in Moldova maybe give a short introduction in Russian and or English about their program experience?
I can do that.
Great.
Okay. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Эрин, и сегодня я расскажу вам о нашей программе, в которой мы сейчас участвуем. Наша программа называется NSLI-Y, и она была основана 16 лет назад, в 2006 году, Государственным департаментом Америки. Цель программы – это улучшить знания языков, которые редко преподаются в школах в Америке, но которые очень важные. С нашей программой вы можете учить турецкий, хинди, индонезийский, китайский, корейский, персидский, арабский и, конечно, русский язык. И есть программы в более чем 12 странах. Мы сейчас учимся в Кишиневе, столице Молдовы, и мы приехали сюда 7 месяцев назад. Каждый день у нас урок с нашими преподавателями русского языка, и мы живем с молдавскими семьями. Я живу с женщиной, которую зовут Вера, моя молдавская мама. Возможность жить с молдавской семьей – это прекрасное. Во-первых, вы можете очень часто говорить с ними по-русски. Они очень добрые, и это всегда очень приятно говорить с ними. И, конечно, они очень вкусно готовят. Кроме того, у нас есть экскурсии по всей Молдове, и мы уже были в нескольких музеях, замках, разных городах за Кишинева, монастырях и церквях. Завтра мы поедем в одной район Молдовы, который называется Гагаузия, и точно будет очень интересно и полезно видеть другой район Молдовы. И у нас очень интересные мастер-классы, где мы учим молдавское искусство. Молдова – это очень красивая страна с богатой культурой и красивыми традициями. где люди знают румынский язык и русский язык. Столица Молдовы — это, конечно, Кишинев, и в Молдове есть очень вкусные фрукты, овощи и продукты. Молдаване очень добрые и гостеприимные. Перед тем, как я приехала сюда 2 года назад, я училась в Москве, также с этой программой. Я очень люблю учить иностранные языки, особенно русский язык, и поэтому я решила приехать сюда. Мой опыт здесь был замечательным, и поэтому я рекомендую каждого из вас подать заявку на эту программу, если вы хотите учить русский язык дальше.
Maybe can you provide a quick summary in English?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
So some of this, I believe you already said in your introduction, but hello, my name is Erin, and today I will be telling you a little bit about the program in which we are currently participating in here in Chisinau, Moldova. The National Security Language Initiative for Youth, or NSLI as it's commonly referred to, was founded in 2006 with the goal of instructing youth in languages which are currently not commonly taught in schools, but are crucial to the US's foreign interest. NSLI is a State Department program organized by the ECA and offers programs in Turkish, Hindi, Indonesian, Chinese, Korean, Persian, Arabic, and of course, Russian. My program is currently studying here in Chisinau, which is the capital of Moldova, and we have been living here for approximately 7 months. On a typical day, we attend classes for 4 hours per day with our Russian teachers at a university in the center of the city. Our classes are very interesting, and we study in a variety of ways, from grammar to writing dialogues to reading different books. After class, we have many different activities, such as meeting with local language partners, participating in master classes, or going on excursions throughout Moldova. And we also have a lot of free time in which we can involve ourselves in Moldovan culture. Moldova is a very beautiful country with a lot of rich history and traditions. And one of the opportunities we have is to live with the Moldovan host family, which not only gives us the opportunity to practice Russian, but also to experience this culture. And overall, NSLI is a program which has been super influential in my life and study of Russian, and I recommend every one of you that would be interested in studying Russian further to apply for the program.
Great, thank you so much for sharing. I wonder if someone from Mr. Brown's class can maybe just give a short introduction of their Russian classroom and then start to ask questions.
And remember, the microphone is on the computer, so you have to move up the computer.
Oh, it's really dark.
That's okay. You can probably.
Добрый пожаловать на урок русского языка в Brashear High School. Меня зовут Скайла. Brashear High School в Питтсбурге. Питтсбург находится в Пенсильвании. Brashear одна из самой большой школы в Питтсбурге. Здесь можно изучать и русский, французский, испанский и итальянский язык. В нашей школе 25% студентов не говорят по-английски дома. Здесь участие студенты и разных стран мира: Непал, Центральная и Южная Америка, Конго, Бурунди и другие африканские страны, Сирия, Афганистан и Узбекистан. Мы так рады говорить с вами сегодня.
И тоже мне нужно сказать, что у нас сегодня две студенты из Узбекистана сегодня. Вот это Дастенбек и Асладин. Асладин особенно говорит очень хорошо по-русски и по-узбекски. И Дастенбек изучает русский с нами. И хорошо говорит тоже. Окей, вот. Как вы хотите? How is the audio on our end?
It's fine. We can hear you. Yep.
Great, great. Okay. All right. Do you want to? So the goal here is for you guys to ask them questions. Go ahead, Austin. Go ahead, jump in front of them.
Just call me Austin.
Sorry, Ashton. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Какой твой любимый... Здравствуйте. Какой твой любимый урок в школе? Oh, my face isn't even in the camera. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Give him a chance to answer.
Anyone?
Maybe repeat the question.
You want to say hello again?
No, I gotta say hello. Be like, hey.
I think you've got to say your name, that's all.
Okay, go ahead.
Здравствуйте. Какой твой любимый урок в школе?
Мой любимый предмет — это французский язык, потому что, к сожалению, в моей школе у нас нет урока русского языка.
Спасибо.
Другие студенты?
Мне нравится история и французский.
И я всегда очень любила уроки истории искусства.
Introduce yourself.
Здравствуйте.
Move back so they can see you on the camera.
By the way,
Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Рой. Откуда вы в Америке? В Америке, да.
Я живу около города Вашингтона.
Спасибо.
Я из Юты. Я из Юты, около Солт-Лейк-Сити.
Я из Техаса, я живу в Хьюстоне.
Извините, пожалуйста. Okay. All right, Misha.
I'm going to be one of the first ones to ask a question.
Why don't you put your mask on when you talk?
Sorry, I'm going to be one of the first people to ask a question in English because I haven't gotten that far. How is the Wi-Fi at that school? Because ours goes down almost every week.
Wi-Fi.
That's an interesting question. It's like some days we have Wi-Fi, some days we don't have Wi-Fi. It's always a fun opportunity every day to come to class and see if the Wi-Fi will be working or not. But the teaching style is kind of different, so it doesn't depend on that as much.
God, my jeans are so tight. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Конор. Каково жить в вашей стране?
Say that again.
Каково жить в вашей стране?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say, what is it like to live in your country?
Oh, in Moldova.
Yeah, Moldova.
Moldova is a beautiful country. They are very famous for agricultural products, and so there's always a lot of really delicious fruits and vegetables. The people are very friendly. Right now, our weather's getting really warm and nice, and so that's been super nice to experience. And it's a lot different from the US, but it's also a great experience to just see how another culture lives.
Спасибо.
Okay. Jakub, you're up.
Can I ask a question in English?
Yeah, of course. When you're talking to them, pull your mask down so they don't see your faces.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Яков. My question was, what sports do you guys do up there?
I think they're just trying to decide who's going to.
I think that none of us are super involved in sports here, but soccer is very popular here. And I think most sports you can find a place to play, but again, none of us are really the best people to ask on that question. But there's a soccer field by my apartment building, and they have practices with different ages of kids like all day long. And so I know that is a very important sport.
Спасибо.
All right, Taekwondo, you're up. And I just want to interject. Sorry, I'm going to boast a little bit. Taekwondo was got into the NSLI-Y summer program. We work with a program that sends students to Latvia usually. And Taekwondo and Connor are two students that got into the program, but it's been during COVID. Well, Taekwondo got in during the year that they canceled it. Well, they did it online during COVID, and Connor got in this year, but they moved it to online because of the problems in Europe right now.
I also got in.
Oh, I'm sorry, and Roy did as well. Roy got into the program the year that it was because of COVID. Sorry, had to interrupt. Okay, go ahead, Taekwondo.
Здравствуйте. I wanted to know if you were nervous when you first got there.
I don't know if I'm the most representative person to answer this. I wasn't super nervous because I had also done the summer program in Moldova a few years ago, so I was at least a little bit familiar with the culture in the city. But it was kind of nerve-wracking, when you meet your host family at first and you're like, oh my God, what's the first impression going to be? Am I going to make a fool of myself and not being able to redeem myself for 8 months? So it was definitely, there were nerve-wracking moments, but you kind of just go with the flow and adjust as you get there. And I don't know, it wasn't too challenging in my experience.
Any other perspectives?
I know I was probably a little bit more nervous because it's definitely a very big thing to live in another country for 8 months. But I think if you just keep a really open mind and know that you will make mistakes, then you just can't be super hard on yourself if you do, and then the nerves will go away a little more after the first few weeks.
Okay, Kevin, come on up. All right, make sure you're on camera.
Hi. What challenges did you guys have to face?
I can take a stab at that. I think on an individual level, there have definitely been some language challenges, some grammar things that just my brain didn't want to understand in a timely manner. And so that made learning the language challenging at some points. Definitely adapting to living with a host family and getting used to being in a really different environment, and maybe the family functions really differently than your family in the US. Also, like gender roles are a big thing here, so that was like something to get used to. And then, yeah, I mean, we had like the war in February, which is still going on, which was also something to adapt to. So there have been like all sorts of different challenges, but I think all of them, well, some of them have been predictable, some of them have not been predictable, but none of them have been entirely unmanageable, I would say.
So last time I had a question in Russian, this time I have one in English. Do your host family speak English?
None of them do, and it sounds really intimidating, but you start to just learn how, like, you can learn one word to describe something and they know what you mean, and then the word will turn into a sentence. You can always gesture if you need to, and it really goes a lot more smoothly than you think. I know at first when I went to Moscow 2 years ago, I was like, I can't even imagine how this is going to work out, but it just gradually kind of works itself out.
All right, thank you.
I actually have a question. I have a question for you. You said that you were in a program in Moscow?
It was the same program.
It was the what program?
The same program as this program, just in Moscow.
Gotcha. Am I correct that NSLI-Y is not doing programs in Russia anymore? Or at least at this point?
Not happening currently, no.
That's what I thought. Okay, thanks. All right, Awan, you're up.
They see me.
You might want to put on your mask to stay.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Awan. I wanted to ask you guys, like, how did you guys did you guys like, how's the food there? Like, did you guys get used to the food there?
Erin.
Go ahead, Luke.
Okay, I mean, I like the food here a lot. It's, you know, depending on your taste, some people find it a little bit bland, which I can kind of understand, but it is pretty good. There's, within Moldovan cuisine, there's a fair amount of variety and lots of things that are more or less familiar, like lots of pasta and just vegetables and like rice and all of that thing. And some things that are a little bit less usual, like lots of dairy products that are not, you know, easily found in America. But there's a lot of range within Moldovan food, and I think in each host family cooks kind of differently, but I think everyone's been able to find something that they liked.
Thank you. So I kind of have a programmatic question for all of you. What made you as a high school student decide that you wanted to do something like this? Spend one of your high school years in another country, in another culture?
When I was in AP Human Geography, we started learning about languages and cultures in Eastern Europe, and I became really interested in it, and I started just learning the alphabet and some greetings, and my French teacher knew that, and she actually recommended this program to me, and that was when I went to Moscow.
Cool. So just an FYI, we have about a minute and a half before our bell will ring and students will have to rush off to their buses. So maybe we should take the chance to say thank you for taking the time. I know it's like 8 o'clock at night there. What time is it in Moldova?
9:15.
9:15. Oh gosh, you are all so kind to make the